Now, this morning we are delighted to launch our brand new camera club with our professional photographer, resident professional photographer, Jenny McCarthy. And each month, Jenny sets a different theme. You, the viewers at home, can send us in your pictures to be in with the chance of winning an amazing photography prize thanks to Birmingham Cameras. Right then, Jenny. Now, you did last month. Both Ciara and I we were all going,
yes.
Ooh, that's going to be a tricky one. And it was brilliant. And the level of entries and the variety of entries it got was quite exceptional. So you've come up with another twist this month.
Yes, I have. And this month, the theme is phone photography.
Right, so it can be anything you like, but it has to be done on a phone.
It has to be done on a phone. Absolutely, you can photograph whatever you want, but it has to be on your phone.
Now, we've had Camera Club winners taken on phones.
We have.
And certainly I would not be able to tell the difference between what was a camera and what was a phone. Now, obviously you're a pro and you would know the difference.
Yes.
But are you absolutely certain that you're going to know the difference?
You're a devil. I'd say 9 times out of 10, I will know if it's taken on a phone or a professional camera. But every now and again, I will come across a photograph and I will think, oh my word, that's amazing. And I will look into the details kind of as to how they shot it. And I'll find out it was taken on a phone. But some of the camera phones now, Mark, are unreal.
So good, I know. Okay,
you know?
Well, let's give people an example of just how good phone photography can be. Here's the first one. This is in black and white. And it is snowdrops.
Yes, that is photographs that I took on my iPhone the other day in the garden. And what I did...
and what is that plant?
It's just like a lavender artificial plant, right? But I put it into black and white. I did take a colour version of it. I don't know if the colour version is there. But all I did, Mark, was go... So that was the colour version. And now I prefer it in colour, OK? But all I did was go into my... I didn't even use a filter on it. So I have an iPhone, so I went into the settings...
Just hang on a second, Jenny. Can we go back to the colour one again, please? Is that possible? Because I want to ask you a question. Is the background in black and white?
No, there's grey walls. I have grey walls in the back garden.
OK. I thought you'd done something really tricky there.
No, I just took that phone.
Well, it's the same shot, one in black and white, one in black.
That's a very straightforward shot. It's very close up, and I got lovely raindrops, or snowdrops, you know, little water drops, rather, on the leaves. And then I decided I'm going to turn this into black and white in the camera setting. So I didn't use a filter. I didn't use Instagram or anything. If you go in, you take a photograph and you go in, you can edit it.
Well, there's a great example of two different aspects of the one shot. Yes. Right. OK. Next one is... Look, the subject can be anything. Yes. We're just going to show you what you can do with the puppy. Now, that's another shot. That's obviously taken on a phone.
Yes, that's a shot that I took of my sister's dog. And I just got down to the dog's level and took the photograph. When you're taking photographs of people or animals, focus on the eyes and the nose, because that's really what you know,
where the expression is.
Yeah, it's what a portrait is about. And watch your backgrounds. I always say, you know, when you're taking a photograph, watch the background in the shot, because sometimes when you take a photograph and you think it's deadly, you know, there could be like a tree sticking out of your head at the back, or, you know, power lines or whatever. So just watch your backgrounds. That background is perfect. It's nice and, you know, it's...
Well, it's a very contrasting colour for the colour of the dog as well,
yes.
So therefore the pup
And watch
pops.
The foreground. You see the grass in the foreground there? It just works. It's a cute photo taken on an iPhone.
Right. Now, this next one, we're calling it Icy Detail on a Door.
Yes. Again, that's a shot that I took the other day on my iPhone. And I do love the detail. I love the bit of snow on the, you know, on the door hanger. And I also loved just the little water drops around it. And that is a colour shot. It looks like black and white, doesn't it? But it's a colour shot. Yeah.
Is the door sort of a very dark green?
It's like a dark grey.
Oh, right,
yeah,
OK.
Yeah, and it just works, you know?
Well, again, you could go into the settings and take that black and white, and because of the shading on it, everything would pop. Yeah. We need to stress, the subject matter can be anything you like.
Absolutely.
So any aspect of daily life, your personal life, your work life, objects, still life, live, whatever.
Anything.
But it must be on a phone.
But it has to be on a phone, yes.
OK, now, obviously, you're one of the country's leading wedding photographers.
Yes.
So, and you would
you like to say?
Well, when you go to do that, I've seen you work at these things, right? And the amount of kit you bring with you requires a truck to haul it. So the idea that you're actually at one of these weddings taking a picture on your phone kind of bewilders me a little.
I took this photo on my phone.
Well, go on, let's have a look at this.
Now, that's it in colour. Okay, it's grand, love the shadow on the ground, but I actually changed this to black and white in Instagram, and look at that.
Oh, that's better now. Yeah. I would much prefer
far
that.
better, you know. And the thing about, you know, your phone...
Why does that work so well like that?
Because... I suppose you've heard me talk about tonal contrast before, and the blacks are really black and the whites are really white. It's not a colour shot, Mark. There's more blacks and whites in that shot than there are when it's back into...
The colour one is... I mean, that's a nice picture.
It's grand.
The next one is a great photograph.
It takes it to another league, and that's on an iPhone, and I have put that filter on in Instagram. Everybody has a phone in their pocket nowadays, Mark.
Right.
And one of the things that I highly recommend, you've heard me talking about the rule of thirds. So I went into my phone the other day, and you can actually put the grid on your phone. So if you go into settings, go to camera and turn on the grid, it will actually visually show you what the rule of thirds is. So you've got 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines, and try and put one of the main points of interest on one of the intersecting lines, because it makes the shot more interesting. So don't try and visually, you know, if you're not used to taking photographs and you hear me talking about the rule of thirds, put the grid on so that you can see what you're doing.
Okay, here's another example of a wedding photograph. And you did this one in black and white as well.
Let me have a look at this.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. We had the two there we had one in colour and one in black and white.
Yes.
I was just going to ask you, I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea, and it kind of democratises it for everybody. But I'm just thinking of all those people in camera clubs all over the country who spend thousands on cameras.
Out to me now.
And they're sitting there the beginning of every month going, OK, what's the theme this month? And you go, I have to do it with my phone.
Yeah, but if they're good at taking photographs on their camera, they'll be good at taking them on their phone. Like, your phone on your camera is just like a big viewfinder. It's showing people a photograph in a way that they wouldn't necessarily see it. So, again, I can't emphasise that enough. The grid, you bring the grid up. When you're taking a photograph with your phone, try and keep the phone really, really steady. And a good way of doing that is put your elbows into your hips and, you know, just kind of, I suppose...
Okay.
Keep it steady.
Well, I mean, the art of being a great photographer is having the eye, seeing the moment and getting it.
Yes.
How you get it is another matter, and then you can process it afterwards,
and
right?
one last
but
thing,
it's capturing the moment.
Make sure that the lens on the camera is really clean, because otherwise your photographs will be blurred.
All right. Anything you want, whatever subject matter, you name it. You photograph it, but you must do it on your phone. To enter this month and be in with the chance of winning, you log on to tv3.ie/camera club to submit your images for the competition. Nice one, Jen.